Hello everyone and welcome to Momentum channel. My name is Mo, and in this video I'll be sharing with you how I earn on average $600 in dividend income every single month. We'll go over this set of 11 different stocks as well as exchange traded funds that we have in our portfolio that bring us this amount of dividend income. Let's get into it. All right, so for those of you who have been following our journey here on Momentum Finance, you know that we do have a dividend portfolio consisting of mainly Canadian stocks, and it's currently sitting at the total amount of around $268,000. This portfolio consists of mainly index funds, exchange traded funds, but we do have some exposure to Canadian banks, and these form overall our 11 different set of holdings in this account. Let's take a look at our overall holdings and the number of shares that we have in this portfolio, as well as the market value for them and the expected dividend income we are getting from them. The biggest exposure in this portfolio is with VDVI. This consists of some of our holdings that I have in my accounts, including the registered accounts such as tax-free savings account, as well as registered retirement savings plan. I also do have some of these holdings in my non-registered account. Also, this includes some of the holdings that are in my wife's accounts. VDY, we currently have a total of 2,671 shares with a market value of just over $113,000. It accounts for about 43% of our overall portfolio size. The expected dividend amount from VDY in 1 year is at $4,647. The second biggest holding in our account is VEQT. VEQT is our main holding in the Smith Maneuver portfolio that we have with Quest Trade. We have 2,377 shares of it with a total value of $75,493. It accounts for about 29% of our portfolio. We are expected to collect a total dividend amount of $1,221 in a year. VFE is our third largest holdings in our account. It's the Vanguard S&P 500. It gives us exposure to the 500 largest companies in the US, but it's available in Canadian dollars. We have 590 shares of VFE with a market value of $53,247. It accounts for approximately 20% of our account size portfolio. And in terms of the expected dividend income in a year, it's $708. Canadian banks, which consist of mainly Bank of Nova Scotia, Royal Bank of Canada, Toronto Dominion Bank, and Manulife, we have a total amount of 98 different shares of them. And in terms of their market value, which counts for their each respective market values added up together, it accounts for a total of $6,913, or about 3% of our portfolio size. 𝗖𝐋𝐈𝐖 is our next holding on the list. We have 261 shares of it with a value of $6,123, or about 2% of our portfolio. Next, we have 𝗖𝐋𝐷IV, which is BlackRock's MSCI Canadian Dividend ETF. We have 145 shares of it at the market value of around $3,400, or 1% of our portfolio. We are expected to collect a dividend of $121.80 per year from it. ZEB is our other holdings, which is BMO Equal Weight Bank Index Fund ETF. It gives us exposure to major Canadian banks in Canada. We have 31 shares of it, and it does provide us that dividend distributions on a monthly basis. That's quite interesting. We have an exposure of around $1,320 of it, and about 1% of our portfolio. We collect currently about $54 in dividend income per year from it. Lastly, XEF is our newest addition. We wanted to get a little bit more exposure to international markets, and XVF is the added fund here, which is iShares Core MSCI EAFE ETF fund. It gives us exposure to major international markets such as Japan. We have 22 shares of it with an exposure market value of $629.20. We currently are expected to collect $24.20 in dividend income in a year from it. All in all, these dividend incomes comes to a total of $7,201.12, which averages out about $600 per month. If we were to average it out per day, assuming that the year had that 365 days, it gives us on average $20 in dividend income per day, which is not bad at all. This portfolio is currently down by just shy of 3%, 2.83% to be exact. And the current market value for this portfolio is at $260,219. The dividend yield for this portfolio as a whole is at 2.77%. We do have some holdings here that gives us higher dividends. So for example, Manulife has a dividend yield of around 5.8%. We have Bank of Nova Scotia, which has a dividend yield of 6.2%, almost 6.3%. We do have some of our other ETFs such as VDY or ZEB, all of them giving a yield of more than 4%. But there are some of the funds here that have smaller dividend payouts, like 𝗖𝐋𝐈𝖖, which is all equity and broader market, giving you exposure to multi-thousand companies throughout the world. And similarly to 𝗖𝐋𝐈𝖖, their intention is not really necessarily focused on dividend income and rather on a growth and appreciation of the value of these funds. It's a nice balance, and we are comfortable with that, having a decent dividend yield, but at the same time, not just sacrificing the quality of our investments just because we want to blindly pursue dividend income. We want to have a nice combination of both dividend and growth in this portfolio, even though we call it more of a dividend portfolio, because one way of gauging our performance is by how much is our annual expected dividend income, as well as if you average it out by months, how much it is per month. I'm curious whether you have any of these funds in your own portfolio. Let us know which specific funds are some of your largest holdings in your dividend and growth investment portfolio. If you are interested to get exposure to investing in these stocks or any other stock for that matter, and if you are in Canada, I do encourage you to check out the referral links that we have in the description of the video. By using those referral links, you are going to get some bonuses, such as either free stocks or bonus rewards. The one brokerage account that we mainly use is Wealthsimple Trade. That's the one that allows investors in Canada to utilize that to buy and sell Canadian stocks or ETFs at no charge whatsoever. There's also no fee when it comes to investing or buying or selling US stocks. However, there is a slight fee of the conversion fee between the currencies. So that's something that you want to be mindful about. We do have also accounts with Questrade. We mainly use it for our the Smith Maneuver portfolio. The reason we do use that is that for our Smith Maneuver portfolio, we wanted to have a separate account. And unfortunately, with Wealthsimple Trade right now, they do not allow you to open multiple non-registered accounts. Because we already had a non-registered account, we wanted to keep things separate. That's why we ended up choosing Questrade. In the future, if they offer the option of having multiple non-registered accounts here on Wealthsimple Trade, most likely we would choose to transfer our funds from Questrade to Wealthsimple Trade. That's how much we love trading and using Wealthsimple Trade. Be sure to check out those referral links if that's something that interests you. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video and gained something of value from it. Hopefully, it gives you some inspiration of seeing how by creating and developing and growing a dividend portfolio consisting of dividend stocks as well as some growth stocks, you can really count on their growth as well as collecting that dividend income, which in our case, we would like to reinvest as they come in, so that we get the full power of compounding and can grow this portfolio to a much, much larger position. Ultimately, the end goal for this portfolio is to become our FU kind of portfolio. We want to get to that point of having that financial independence and having the choice of how and why we want to use this portfolio for what purposes. The things that give us happiness and having the option of whether to work or not, or work on things that we would like to spend more time on. We have a number of other videos and playlists on this channel whereby we talk about financial independence. We talk about investing, whether it's investing in dividend stocks, growth stocks, penny stock, as well as real estate, and ways to reach financial freedom. Be sure to check them out, and of course subscribe to our channel to stay tuned as new videos are posted here on Momentum Finance. Thank you, and I hope to see you all next time.